Yo, what is going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to be dropping an unedited gameplay for you. Played this game on the 5th of February and decided to go ahead and upload it. Now, this is a weekend league game, so therefore you already know we're going to be playing against somebody that is a tryhard, but that makes for good videos, makes for good content in my opinion, so hopefully you guys do enjoy. Now, what you're going to see in this, you're going to see my opponent running mostly 3-3-5 odd. That meta defense that is very popular, made famous by GutFox, and everybody else has since ran it in some variation or form. Now, as you'll see, I'm in Arizona's offense. Once again, I've dropped an ebook on this on MaddenDaily.com way back in August, September. We've updated it every month that the game has come out, every single patch the game has come out, and it's going to be no different here as I'll be updating the ebook yet again early next week. So, as you see, I'm still getting a feel for it. Right off the bat, I see that my opponent is in this. I quickly look at the agility, or the abilities, excuse me, and decide to go ahead and just run the ball first down, right? So I get it to 2nd and 1, and I see he was running this out of cover 3 sky. So I dropped a tip today about how to bomb cover 3. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to actually try to set that up, try to bomb it real quick, get him out of it. And with the way that he motioned over, I knew he wasn't going to be in cover 3. Therefore, I go ahead, utilize the playmaker ability, and pick up the first. So, as you see right there, he was in Sam Mike 1. That is the thing you would predominantly expect your opponent to be in when running this. Although the way that he is playing, where he's spreading everybody, he looks like he kind of knows how to slow down the run by shooting gaps. Looks like he has an idea, right? He knows what he's doing. He's ran this defense before. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to just give him different looks. You see I flip my play right there. I go with the same run. He caught on to it after the first play of the game. That time he audibles over to the Tampa 2 and just spies the safeties. Makes it really difficult for me to run. And now, once again, I'm going to have to pass against this really good pass defense. So you'll see, here we go. I'm going to go ahead with a hitch post streak corner combo. That streak corner combo will get open against any zone that is in the game, unless they play 25 to 30 yard, either purples or flats. They have to be zone dropped to that depth. So here I go ahead and motion this guy out. Right off the bat, I see he's in man coverage. Once again, I broke down this man zone tell, so I know he's in man. I throw the corner out, looks open. Deion Sanders gets an acrobat diving pick. Really good play by the corner. That was open. In my opinion, I throw that 99 out of 100 times. It's one of those things where that acrobats with 99 speed, they just sometimes jump stuff, and that's exactly what happened there. I might have thrown it a split second late, which allowed it to get picked, but it's not going to deter me from throwing that again. Now, defensively, you may be seeing that I'm in something different than what I dropped on the website. I dropped Baltimore. However, I'm in big nickel over G. It's not in Baltimore. That is because I have recently made the switch back over to the Giants playbook for this formation, the big nickel over G. And the thought process behind it is that I really want to go ahead and be able to blitz my opponent heavy, adjust predominantly from zone coverage to be able to get picks. Now, big nickel over G is great because you can mix up zones. It all looks alike. It's going to make it really difficult for your opponent to pick it up. Right there, I get my own diving catch by the DB. Really crazy play on my part in terms of Marcus Peters just jumping that pass, right? So it's a stalemate. He gets a pick, I got a pick. We're right back to where we were. Now, you see he goes ahead, and he's in big nickel over G. So right off the bat, you saw me basically dissecting his 3-3-5 odd. He got a crazy pick animation, and he jumped ship. He went right back to what I was running on him, which is the big nickel over G. And here you'll see in this game that his double or nothings will go absolutely crazy for him. It's just, it's unfortunate, but it is. Now right here you see I'm utilizing the playmaker feature. I make a mistake though. I make the mistake because instead of just possession catching it, I wanted to go ahead and try to get into the end zone right there, and I end up dropping the ball. But that is a huge thing that you see in my offense right now. You notice I've only got 3 players with abilities. I've got Russell Wilson, who has Playmaker and Gunslinger. I have Alvin Kamara, who has backfield mismatch, or whichever one gives you the routes, backfield matchup, or something like that. And then I also have a slot apprentice on my slot receiver, which is Deion Sanders. So I have 0 route ticks. I have no other, route running abilities. I'm really focusing on just dotting as if I didn't have the ability besides the one, and I'm utilizing the playmaker to really pick apart my opponent if they start guarding my first and second read. Right? My offense is good enough to where I don't need all these crazy routes. I don't need tight end apprentice. I don't need slot-o-matic. I don't need anything along those lines. But the ability to playmaker any player on the field in this offense is beyond silly. And you guys will see that here as this game progresses. So right off the bat, right, I go down the field, I throw a pick, I get a pick right back, and then I get 3 points. So right now, I'm feeling good. He hasn't done much to really move the ball. He does go a strong wing. And you see he picks up a huge run. And that was because I was being stubborn. I didn't pay attention to what he came out in. I came out in just big nickel over G, audible up to 2-man under, and then instead of setting my package that I can do to the slot cornerback, I had it to where I couldn't spy my safety. Now, the fact that I couldn't spy my safety is one thing, but I made my free safety, I put him into a deep third to the left, which went opposite where the run was actually going. I make that adjustment here, and I go ahead, and as you see, I'm going to lock up this run game. He's not going to be able to sit under center. I'm going to be able to manually rush him. He's not going to be able to run the ball. He's going to have to beat me passing. And that's why I switched over to this, because I really wanted my opponent to have to go ahead and beat me passing. That's going to allow me to mix up my blitzes, my zones. I'm going to be able to get really creative with it. As you see, I'm adjusting crazy right now out of this. And he throws a nice little dot, right? I mean, that was a good read. I had a purple out there. He had a flat. The way that I play is I'm always looking to attack the flats first, so I cannot be mad at him for doing the same thing. He picks up, 8 yards or so? Now here we go. We're mixing up the zones again. Now here, I'm going to actually try to bait. I'm baiting because I have that safety deep. And as you see, it kind of creates a bracket coverage. So he throws that, but because he has Gunslinger, he's not able to throw over the top of me, meaning that should have been a pick. That sucked for me. I didn't get the pick, but I get him into a 4th down here. Now, in this position, I'm feeling pretty aggressive again, right? You've seen this coverage from me, but I'm going hard flats. Now, the deep middle feel of the field, I make the adjustment to, I guard deep right, and I thought he was not throwing the corner. I thought he was going to throw the post that he motioned over. I went to go guard it, and he threw to the one receiver that I was manually guarding right before he threw it. Not sure if that was lucky on his part or if it was a good read. Maybe he was expecting me to bite down, but whatever it was, it worked. He got 7 points. So he's up 7-3 here, and I'm still feeling good, right? I mean, I had him on a 4th down there. I've been able to drive down the field. I just need to shore up my red zone offense, which generally I have a good red zone offense, so I wasn't too worried about this. I figured I would get my points. So yeah, we're going to go ahead, just run somebody over real quick, and then get destroyed. So yeah, we're back on offense. Not a whole lot different, right? You're going to see me do a lot of the same setups, a lot of the same plays, to where I'm going to go ahead and run the ball, make it look like I'm running, and try to pass. You see, every time I audible down, he scrambles. Now, right here, I got just stuck on my guard. I couldn't go around him. I couldn't cut back inside. I guess it was a good play on his part. The outside corner block shed and just, pop me. So 2nd and 10, and you'll see at this point, I'm going to start abusing my playmaker. I'm allowing this to go ahead, and I'm picking up the blitz. So I know I'm going to have to throw into coverage. So there you saw the corner route. Like I said, that corner route gets open. The fact that Deion, got a diving pick against me was unfortunate. I'm going to throw that corner out. It's that good of a route. Here we go. Go ahead, try to run the ball again. And it's just, he's playing good run defense now. He's spying the players when I audible down. He's playing well. So 7-3 his ball still, or my ball, but his lead. And once again, you see I'm going to audible down. This time I'm going to try to catch him slipping. I'm going to try to hit the deep post. I've got the running back going out. I'm blocking the tight end. And you'll see he gets the guy coming in free. So that was something that I was not sure if it was going to work or if it wasn't. I blocked my tight end, which was in the backfield. However, he was in the backfield to the right. I didn't slide. I didn't ID. I basically just said, screw it. And that play on that 3rd and 8 that you just saw, that was a mistake. I did not mean to hike the ball. I knew that the stock mesh play, they run drags, but then they turn into hitches. So as soon as he got to that hitch point, I just threw it because I knew that the user would overrun it. And here, you'll see I'm going to go ahead. I go to mesh post, my favorite play in the game, and I get a big play. So when I'm running that, I'm looking to go ahead and throw the in route if they are playing the post, and if they're not playing the post, I'm looking to hit the post. Simple as that. Two read progression, but with Playmaker, it is stupid effective. Here we go. I try to run a jet touch pass, and lose, 7 yards? 7-yard loss on that play. I would have been better off taking a sack. So 2nd and 17. Here I'm just trying to get some yards, right? I'm going to go ahead, going back to Z-spot shake. I'm going to try to hit the corner, the deep cross, or the little stop and go route that Tyreek Hill is on. And you'll see that the little stop route actually just kind of dumbs out the user. He doesn't pay attention to it, and he gets behind it. Allows me to throw it. Pick up 10 yards right there. I'm on a 3rd and 7. Now, here we go again, right? I'm back in the end zone. I'm back in the red zone, and I'm needing to go ahead and pick up some yards. I mean, it's a 7-yard thing. I throw the streak. I thought I had it. I went with a high ball streak. He had a mid-read on the play, and it actually was much more contested than it should have been. So, settle for field goal. I drop it. 7-6. So at this point, there's 52 seconds left. I'm feeling pretty good still, to be honest. The fact that I know I'm driving and the fact that he had 2 really suspect plays, in my opinion, where he had the stretch run out of strong wing that he broke for a huge gain, and then the 4th down where he threw to the one guy I was guarding. I bit off of it, and I gave him the ball. So I know from that sequence that I'm not going to be able to trick him and try to bait, because he's not looking to see where my user is anyway. He's just, he's got his read. That's what he's looking for. That's what he's going to throw. And what's funny about that is I've played this guy before, and he's actually beat me. And it was one of those scenarios where I just could not buy a stop. And he's part of the reason why I switched up my defenses. I got out of the 2-4-5 odd, which I really like, just because he was coming out in a random set, and I could never get a tell on what he was doing, and he just wasn't worried about pressure. Like, he just wasn't worried about it. If it came in, it came in. If not, it is what it is, right? Now here, as you see, I'm mixing up my coverage as well. I'm playing that more traditional defense of previous years where you mix up what you're doing. You're still bringing pressure from one or the other side or both sides. So this is more my style of defense normally, and you can kind of see that. You see that I'm very comfortable running this style of defense where I'm mixing everything up. And yeah, so here you see I actually go ahead and hit him with a neat little trick in terms of running around the tackle and clicking off. That was actually the tight end that was blocking it, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been the tackle, but as you see, Bob Sanders comes in. The purpose of doing that little tactic, though, when you're looping around and your guy's going to come in free, a lot of times you'll click off and you'll click back onto one of the defensive linemen. And so, like, you'll get clicked onto, say, a defensive tackle, to where you can basically click on, drop back, and cover anything short over the middle of the field. And a lot of the times, that's where they'll throw right at you. So that was what I was trying to do right there. I don't know who he was throwing to, but I didn't get clicked onto anybody that would have made a play anyway. So ultimately, we get the ball back, right? So now here I've got 22 seconds. I go ahead, back to mesh post, hit my little flat pass, And once again, now I'm on the 45-yard line. I've got 3 timeouts, 20 seconds. I know I can get into field goal range. So I'm not going to do anything too crazy. I want to go ahead and just pick up my yards. I want to get a field goal, get the lead. That way I have the lead going into the half. So here, once again, trying this cover 3 bomb. Looked like he audibled out, or he baselined, or he did something. But it wasn't going to matter what he did, because somebody screamed at me dumb fast. He wasn't a cover 3 sky, but the fact that he baselined, and he may have made some other adjustments, because my streak wasn't open right there. So gonna go ahead back into it, and as you see, guys, I'm in basically cluster all game long. So right off the bat, I throw my little flat. I dropped the ball, I believe, here, right? So yep, it's 3rd and 10. That was just a bad pass. Try to throw it down into the sideline. It kind of went at that upward angle, and his corner that was in a purple was able to make a play on it. So 3rd and 10. I'm going back to the concept I used in the red zone earlier, and we hit the corner out. As I mentioned, I will throw that corner out every single time you give it to me. So threw it. It got picked early in the game on my first drive. It doesn't stop me from throwing it again. Go ahead. I didn't want to risk anything here. I knew I had the field goal, even though it's a bit of a long one, but that's why you spend $200K on a kicker. I take the lead, 9-7, and now here, barring some miracle, I know I'm getting this ball, or I know I'm taking this to the half. So pretty much what I'm thinking at this point, just kick it to the sideline. If he returns it, cool. He'll take a couple seconds off the clock. He's really not going to go ahead and get a big return unless something crazy happens. And as you'll see, nothing happens too crazy. Take it to the half, and it's now halftime. So coming out of the half, I have the lead 9-7. Once again, I'm going to reiterate the same thing. I got held to 3 field goals in that half. However, I felt great. I felt like he had nothing offensively for me, and I know I was moving the ball offensively. I did struggle in the red zone. I did throw a, in my opinion, fluke interception. So right off the bat, I'm feeling good. You know, if I get a stop right here, this game's over, in my opinion. So once again, I'm in Big Nickel over G. I'm playing the exact same as I was. And I don't care if he comes out in I form. I don't care if he comes out in strong. We're not worried about any of it. As you see, run game's pretty much dead. Now, he did make one mistake. And the mistake that he made was he never went back to the strong wing. He busted that really long run, and you just see he hasn't went back to it yet. He hasn't even assumed that I could defend it. Here he goes and he makes a mistake of going to strong close. I have, in my opinion, the best strong close defense in the game because you can't block it. And you're basically going to be forced to try to beat me with 2 routes out on the field. I don't think it can actually happen. If you've seen my gameplays on Twitch before, you know that that's going to happen every single time. Doesn't matter what your opponent's in. Doesn't matter how many people they block. I'm going to get a user sack, and you're going to be out of it. You're going to be out of strong close. So right off the bat, I get the stop in the backfield on the run. Then he goes to strong close. I get the sack right up the middle with the user rush. And now we're back into a passing set, which he's going to have to face Big Nickel over G. Now, as you see, I get a pressure. I'm assuming that was a pressure inaccurate, or maybe he just threw a corner out when the receiver hadn't made the break yet, or whatever the case may have been. As you saw, wide. Only person that was over there was my guy. So easy pick for me. I get the ball. Now I need a touchdown here, right? And I'm still playing kind of scared almost, right? For whatever reason, I'm running the ball. And I think I'm running just because he's mixing up his coverages really well. And to be honest, I don't really feel like trying to guess what he's in. So I'm running the ball. I'm keeping him honest defensively to the point where he still has to respect the run. And besides that, I'm going to try to pass, you know, when I need to, right? I've got the lead. I know I can pass. And fortunately for him, it's just really hard to run the ball, especially out of Arizona. Arizona's not the best running playbook. And at this point, everybody's got 99 everything. And I don't really have a good offensive line. So whole lot of things working against me in the run game. But we're going to be fine. We're going to pass the ball. And here you'll see that we're going to go ahead, hit it, one of my favorite little zone combos. He's in man. I get sacked. So now it is 3rd and goal. He's playing extremely well in terms of disguising what he's doing. And it's frustrating me just because, as you see, he's not pressing, he's not base aligning, he's just kind of calling a play and rolling with it. And it's very annoying to me. So, as you see right here, I'm going to go ahead, I pop him again with the double move, that little Z-spot, that shake route. And I catch it, hit him with a nice little juke as he tries to hit stick me, and we get into the end zone with Tyreek Hill. That was a huge play. Now, I'm going to kick the field goal. I'm going to go up the 2 scores. And at this point, in my opinion, game's over. As I mentioned, I don't feel like he can move the ball on me. And because of that, I know I can play safe offensively. So even if, for whatever reason, he was able to go ahead and get 14 points here, right? He gets the touchdown. Say he gets 15, right? Say he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. I know that the clock is running. I know that I can at least move the ball, right? I'm moving the ball every time I get it. I'm just struggling in the red zone. So at this point, I know that as long as this is not a very fast score, the game's over. Because I'm going to be able to pick up first downs. I'm going to be able to chew that clock. So I'm not worried whatsoever. In that sense, I'm still going to be aggressive. As you see, I'm adjusting extremely well. That should have been a pick again. He tried to hit me with a little ghost route. But I had manned up that running back, and in theory, took that away. Should have been a pick. Roy Williams dropped it. Now, once again, we're going to go ahead. Perfect defense right there. I spied my defensive tackle, something I haven't been doing. And his little drag route, it's actually, on that play, it stops just like it did. But the fact that he rolled to the left, it actually stopped right where we were trying to get. Now here, I try to send everybody. I get stuck on my defensive tackle. He basically throws it right at me with flood and gets it. I was just stuck in no man's land with Chris Jones. That's all it was. Here, you see he's flipping bunch, so I have to make some last-minute changes. I bait the crosser, go play the vertical route, or the vertical wheel route, I should say, and get the pick. So if you go back and watch that, that was purely a bait. I was on his crosser. He saw me on the crosser. I peeled back, guarded the wheel. Nice interception. Now, once again, we flip cluster. We give him a taste of his own little medicine right here because we go ahead and let him set up and then flip it. Now here you see I had multiple people open right there. Playmaker just is so overpowered. I hit that instead of trying the riskier throw, which was the corner route, which was wide open as well. Once again, he was in cover 3, but now he baseline, so I don't know what he's in here. I'm motioning this guy out because I think he still might be in cover 3. And as you'll see, once again, he's in man. Playmaker, the running back. Go ahead, pick up a nice chunk of yards right there. I'm 12 of 18. I've got 1 touchdown, 1 pick. The 1 pick being that diving Superman dive by Dion. So, as I mentioned, I'm able to keep moving the clock, and he gets out of that defense. He's now in the 2-4-5 double A gap. Trying to go ahead and get pressure that way because 3-3-5 odd is simply not working. So as you see right here, at this point, I attack this defense a little bit different. I will sometimes max protect, and I try to hit this defense deep because I can send the crosser and I can send the S-post to the opposite sides. And now my opponent's going to have to guard both of them, which he can't do. And then I've also got the drag underneath, which is what I playmaker back, hit, pick up my 8-9 yards. And as you can see, the playmaker in this offense, playmaker in general, is stupidly effective, right? But when it can be anybody, you really have no idea what to do. Like, you don't know who's going on the playmaker, and I have routes behind it that you're not used to defending. As you see, I motion over that corner route, which always gets open against a cover 2 or cover 3. That time, it was some sort of mixed coverage, man with a purple, Didn't play it. You see the defensive lineman in the purple was nowhere to be found. We go ahead, walk into the end zone with TY. Now, 2-point conversion here. Trying to go ahead and get the 2-point conversion. No idea what he's actually in right here. I'm going with the wheel flat combo to one side and then the low ball hitch to the other. He basically plays the hitch. I step up in the pocket, and he makes a great play with his user to come down and tackle me. Perfect defense on his part. I didn't have anything. I didn't want to risk it, give him any more points, so I essentially just took the sack. But as you see, right, 22-7, this game is fully in my control, and we're just going to keep on playing defense, right? He hasn't been able to move. We've completely locked up his running game. He's not the best passer from what we have seen. So no matter what he's in, whether it's bunch, trips tight end, we're not really too worried, right? Trey Y flex this time. You can tell he's bouncing back and forth, but he predominantly is a runner. You can tell that anytime somebody comes out and their first formation that they're in is a running set, you know that's really what they want to do. Here we go. We mix in the cover 2, and he throws right at him. Should have been a pick 6. We don't get it. But as you can see, with this defense, we're mixing in the cover 2, the cover 3. This time, he caught me slipping, pretty much. He ran the fake screen wheel and picked up the first with it because I messed up my adjustments. I mainly guarded the guy deep, and as you can see, I got bombed. Now there, we go ahead and make the adjustment to where that doesn't work. Go play his little flat, and he has to eat the sack, and unfortunately for him, he fumbles. That's one of the things that sucks about getting sacked. It's not 100% that you don't fumble, but it's, I would say, fluky. Here you see I'm going to go ahead, motion this guy out on a slant. Going to use the playmaker feature as well, probably. I get sacked. That's the first time. First time that has actually came in and actually got me. So I'm not too worried about the blitz. I know how to pick it up if I need it. But for the most part, as long as you block a running back, you're going to pick it up more times than not. Here you go ahead, run the ball. I'm just trying to get back to midfield. Once again, try to keep that clock running. As you see, we're down to the 2-minute warning. And at this point, it is pretty much GG's. But he's not going to quit out, or at least I don't think he is. Otherwise, he would have quit already. But we're going to go ahead right back to mesh. I'm running mesh this time instead of mesh post. And as you'll see, I'm going to have a corner streak, and I'm motioning this guy into block. So I've got the corner, I've got the streak, I've got the angle route. And I'm looking to playmaker the angle. And I think he was actually expecting that, right? Because he went to play the angle himself, and he either just got beat with poor user, or he was expecting me to playmaker him back to the right. One of the two, because the angle route just got wide open. We go back to the run, keep the clock moving. Once again, I'm expecting him to quit, to burn his timeouts, to do something here, and he's just not doing it. So we're going to go ahead. It's 2nd and 6. And we're going to go ahead and utilize a cover 2 bomb to the right. We're going to motion the corner over to the left with an in route. And then the in route, we're either going to hit it or playmaker it. Here you see I playmaker it back. It gets wide open. And right there, I actually missed the read because he didn't have anybody guarding the corner because he had soft squats on the field. The soft squat went and played the in route and left the corner open. I missed it, but the playmaker bailed it out, was able to get the first, and at this point, with 52 seconds left in the game, he quits. Hopefully you guys enjoy.